bought them. I bought them.
That
See?
makes you one of those creepy celebrities. You know that, right?
No, I bought them because I haven't bought new sunglasses in years. So at $1.99, a good value.
I can see that, yeah.
And plus the ones I had before, when I was driving down the freeway, they were scratched up so bad, it always felt like stuff was flying at me. You know, it's like, hello. So my eyes are very comforted right now. I like
You look very attractive.
yeah.
No, you look very cool.
Yeah.
Kind of.
That's right.
It's a little...
So anyway.
Okay, now that's creepy.
Did we look outside first? Did we see
We
the
didn't.
trees?
I think it's the Brio Technologies weather cam. I think it's sunny and oh my gosh, that looks really pristine.
It does.
We
Why
really
isn't
should go
it?
play golf.
Why isn't anybody golfing?
Yeah, I'm questioning that now too. It's this perfectly groomed path.
No
one's on it.
I'm gonna go volunteer. I don't want to caddy. That's too much walking. But I want to drive their cart.
You just want to do that cart that gets all the balls again, don't you? Because you liked it and they were aiming for you.
Stinking awesome.
That was so funny.
Oh my gosh, it was so fun, and they let me do it, and it
And
was
the
just
sad
like.
little carts in a cage so no one can actually hit you with the ball.
And they're picking the balls up, and people are slapping them at you, and it's like, dun, 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 dun. It was really fun. I volunteered. I said in the spring now, can I just come down and do it?
Because that would be awesome.
Yeah. Because they hate it. But I love it. Teacher Appreciation Day.
Is that today?
Yes.
I did not know that. I feel
Name
very
me
guilty.
3 teachers that you appreciated.
Oh, Dr. Ed Leaders.
Oh, for what?
He was my professor in college who convinced me to go into writing and journalism instead of being a nurse.
Good. Number
And
2.
he thought that I was brilliant.
You are.
Mr. Summerhays.
Summer Hayes.
Because he knew what a lunatic I was about music, and so he let me try like every instrument in the entire building.
Right.
And he would just coach me on everything. He was wonderful.
Summer
what about
Hayes,
you?
Summer Hayes music?
Different man, but
Different man.
But yeah,
Same passion.
Same passion.
Yeah.
What about you?
My English teacher, Miss Young, I believe, because growing up with dyslexia, language, reading, spelling, not my friend, but she did this whole thing on poetry, which I was like...
Oh, that's a really good idea.
I excelled at, so that was cool.
That seems to be an amazing gift because with dyslexia, you guys have amazing brains. It's just that they have to kind of recircuit and work around the difficult.
It's not that complicated with me.
Don't even start.
Just rattle it around.
It is an incredibly intelligent person to do that. Who's another one?
Miss Stanton's 2nd grade.
Is this the one who had the short skirt? Okay, because you bring her up first.
No, not short. A-frame, A-line. What do you call them? A-line.
A-line skirts.
So it's like the Dick Van Dyke Show with Laura Petrie.
Sure.
Like that. And she was really nice, and she helped me along too. Bio teacher embarrassed me for sex education because she had to tutor me one-on-one. Not good. And then
that sounds like the start of a really bad teen movie.
Mr. Robidoux, who had gas problems constantly. Mr. Russian, my gym teacher, who had the crawl. And he'd walk up behind and go, "Hello, Mr. Colley." And he'd be like,
that is awesome.
And then, how do I say this positively, perfectly? My art teacher in junior high. And I can't tell you why.
Well, you're an artist. I mean, that's probably part of it.
Yeah, that's it.
You are a good artist.
She was really awesome. She was awesome. I've told you about her before.
Yeah. All right.
Harmless.
Teacher appreciation.
So there you go.
That's wonderful.
So my dad was a teacher. Pay them more. We starved to death.
God knows you deserve it.
Good grief.
I think PTA and like class parents are better now at doing that part of it. Anyway, at least trying to express it. I know that for Zoe's teacher we did, and frankly, I haven't done anything for Zacky's, and so I've got to get moving on that. But like gift cards and thank you and flowers and stuff, and letting them know
for the teachers.
That they're appreciated. I think that's really important, and that's basically a thing I think parents have to do. It's not like it's going to go through the school system because the school administrators would probably snap it up. So it needs to go through the parents.
That's a good idea. Just little things here and there.
Well, we try to do that. We always try to get them something like for Christmas and stuff, gift cards.
We bribe everyone to like us.
It works so much more quickly than
I
trying
tip
to
at the
earn it.
pharmacy with cupcakes and such. I do.
Well, that's different. They've like saved our lives when doctors have like said, "Oh, those two will work fine together," and they're like, "No, that won't work."
My son won't go to sleep, and we're out of that medication. If we close in 3 minutes, I'll be there. There they are. Cupcakes for you.
They deserve more than cupcakes for that.
Mother's Day.
Speaking of cupcakes, Mother's Day.
Day.
It's funny, they've done a new poll, and I think I'm going to do this on Facebook tomorrow just to see if I'm missing anything. But the one that my 3 sisters and I have always had is take the children away from me. For Mother's Day, give me some time alone. You usually pull out the planters and I get to plant flowers because it's finally time, and you get to sleep in. But that is the number one request from mothers.
Who gets to sleep in?
Mothers. They just want to
Oh, no,
sleep
you say,
in.
get the hell out of the house. You don't, there's no soft pedal in this one. It's like, go away. I gave birth to you all,
Oh,
leave.
no. Eventually I want you to come back.
I already love you. I married you, so hit the road. Leave.
But admit it, as a mom, it's nice just to have a few hours where there's nobody asking you for anything.
And so we're out there with the kids, and we've run out of things to do. And I make the phone call to her. I actually didn't phone you. I texted you. I said, are you still in the house? Do you have plans to leave? Could you inform me when that's going to happen so we're not sitting on a bench at the park?
Okay, you're acting like I demanded you be homeless for a week with my children. I asked for 3 hours. Stop being such a dramatic thing.
No, me and my kids invented a new thing on Mother's Day. We go and have a French fry jamboree. We order like 20 orders of French fries, sit down at a table with 2 jugs of ketchup and have at it.
See? Everybody's happy.
It's a jamboree. So where
Except
we
for
were
your
going?
content.
No
We were talking about
cupcakes. Be alone.
Well,
Okay.
no, we were talking about what mothers really wanted. Really, number one was just let me sleep. Because
Okay.
people really do still expect you to get up at like 5 or something, and especially for new moms, they're like, could you get up with the kids in the middle of the night? Could you just do that for me for a week? Because that's like a big thing. If you could just get sleep, you would not feel insane anymore. And even as parents of older children, you lie awake being terrified for them all the time. So essentially, you're still not getting any sleep. So sleep was the number one thing that women asked for. Number 2 was a spa day. I don't know. Just leave me alone, let me sleep.
Go in the backyard. We'll cover you with hot rocks.
It's
in the
almost
sun.
same. Besides, Zoe has pinned me down for more than one pedicure, which basically makes my toes look like a massacre, like they went through a lawnmower. But that's how we roll.
They look like fishing
6-year-old
lures.
style.
Look like fishing lures.
That's how we roll 6-year-old style. It's good.
What
It's
else?
good.
Anything else?
Those were the 2 main things, and the third thing was like just basically wanting to have dinner, hanging out with family, but no dishes and no cleaning up.
Right.
So those were like the 3. And and you always see the things of breakfast in bed, but to me that still goes, you're going to wake me up for this. So I think breakfast in bed is a bad plan.
You never realize how messy you are until you've eaten food naked in bed. Then you realize, this is really messy, and it's all in my bed. I don't want this. This is a bad thing. For your mom, I say in the same sentence as naked in bed, ew. I always get her, and I make her salmon, because that's her favorite, which is, by the way, on sale this week.
This is why my mother loves Todd better than she loves me. I know.
We talk about it all the time.
Behind my back. You don't think I don't know it
Not
already.
so much behind her back anymore.
I know she
Across
loves
the
you
table,
better.
Todd, I love you more than her. Thanks, Mary Helen. I love you too.
That's pretty much. I can't even argue. That's like,
I think
that would be it.
I think the cold medicines have won today.
Oh, this is cool. Heather says my hubs would get up with the kids all the time when they were babies. He called it bonding time. That is beautiful. Hey, good morning, Misha. How are you, sweetie? Corinne says teachers deserve way more than they get or will ever get paid.
It's true.
Who else goes to work every day to teach and love society's beautiful, unruly, rude, fun, amazing, and lovely brat offsprings? That's perfection. That's true.
My sister is retiring this year. She teaches in New Hampshire. And the worst fear is that you get that class. You get those kids.
Like the last ones.
And
So
it's
this will be ingrained in your
just
memory.
Ruin your last year of school. And you just pray it. They all do at the beginning of the school system. It's like please give me the advanced class of smart, nice kids. And she's done really well throughout the years.
And she's taught some tough groups. She's taught some really tough groups.
2 years ago, she wanted to kill them.
And Jen
literally.
had to teach human sexuality, which in this day and age is just like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I mean,
You got to get to it. A little late for that, but
but between all the weird strictures of the school district and how terrifyingly advanced our teenagers are, and this is my beautiful sister-in-law going, okay, how do I balance this one? Because it's got to be rough.
so she actually threw a party for her class early on in the year.
I didn't know
Just
that.
for them being nice. Just for them
That's
making
wonderful. Good
her
for
last
her.
year pleasurable, which is kind of fun.
This is so nice. All the moms are coming on. April, good morning. Oh, good afternoon. Vicki, hi, sweetheart. Kathy, hey, hi, Angie. I think everyone's kind of getting into the discussion today about Mother's Day and
Mother's
about
Day.
teachers, because this
Yeah.
is a big thing.
It is.
And it's funny when you were talking about the good class and the bad class, because Zoe's teacher,
Oh my
we were
gosh.
talking about it earlier, and she goes, I can tell within 2 weeks what kind of class I've got. And I said, is it like mixture of boys to girls or something, or maybe a higher precedence of special needs? Or she goes, no, I can just tell. Every time. She goes, it doesn't even matter. The sex doesn't factor into it or learning levels. She goes, I can just tell.
I don't know if you've
And
noticed
that's like
this.
scary.
Because her grade, they play in a certain playground, and the other bigger kids go to another one. And the kids, we all drop them off. I love you so much, and they get to drop her off like 5 times a week. And it's like, I love you so much, hug, hug, hug. And she walks down the stairs into the playground. And all the kids, they hit the bottom step, and their backpacks go flying into the air. And it's just like this moment of, I'm here. And Zoe does it too.
Everything's about to break loose.
We're in school. So anyway,
It's very different. I know.
we're just talking about moms and women today.
Well, no, it seems like it's a good idea since Mother's Day is on Sunday. That, by the
Right.
way, is a nice reminder to all you husbands and
Yeah.
your children.
Yeah.
Mother's Day is Sunday.
Sunday.
So you've got 5 days to
5.
pull something together.
Count 'em,
Instead
5.
of doing it on Sunday morning when you go to 7-Eleven, hoping that she'll like that chocolate rose. Okay?
right.
Just between you and me.
All right, so
Here for you.
well, matter of fact, we'll do a countdown for you every day.
Well, this is interesting. They had a new poll out that was best and worst states for working moms. This is for 2018. Now, everybody knows that we've got the highest amount of small businesses owned by women, highest
Yes,
startups
yes,
that we do really
yes.
well there. But it's interesting. We make up nearly half the workforce. More than 70% of moms with young children work. But we earn
Give me that again.
70% of moms with young children work. I mean,
Okay.
you have to keep a family going.
Well,
I mean,
just with the housing costs.
yeah, with a lot of them. Now, the report states, though, that women only earned 82% of what men made in 2017. And unfortunately, there's also far less upward mobility, meaning, okay, I'm starting out at this crap wage, but I can build, I can get up. And what they're saying is that if you take a look, for instance, at the Fortune 500 companies, chief executives, only 5% are female.
Really?
5%. It seems like in 2018 we might have been higher up than that. But it was interesting. They were trying to do some dynamics, basically some of the key metrics that factor into working women and what they do and why they do it. Utah was ranked 28th best for working moms, meaning that you might have a little bit more assistance getting businesses started up. There might be more support in the community, understanding small business owners.
How about like companies that let you work from home?
Mm-hmm. But worst in the nation. We are worst in the nation. We beat Mississippi and Louisiana and Arkansas.
They are so happy.
For highest gender pay gap and lowest female executive to male executive ratio, meaning
Really?
that in a business, the ratio of women executives to men is the worst in the nation, and the pay gap between men and women here is the worst in the nation. In the nation.
I feel guilty now for some
And
reason.
I never want to diss southern states, but it's just that every time we do one of these nationwide studies, God bless them, they're always there at the bottom. No, we beat all of them. Mississippi's women are
Right.
paid better than ours. Just so I think that might be something that we need to talk about over the next little while of why that is.
I am proud to say that Aaron and I, after we started working together in radio, in a very quick time, both made the exact same money, which is awesome. And then when we moved and got another job, we weren't paid anything. That was bad. Bad.
Well, no, we just did our contracts together, so it really wasn't a matter of equal pay. It was just like, here's your chunk.
Yeah.
You're there, both of you.
Hope you make it, because otherwise both your incomes go away at once. I hated that.
We didn't think that through very well, did
didn't.
we? Yeah.
Mike, can we go back to that picture of the woman on the bed, the last one you showed, just for a second? And the reason is that there's so many. What kind of reality do you live in that this happens?
That you're on your bed typing.
Where is the child? Where's the underwears casted in the corners? Where's the spilt thing by the lamps? Who has lamps like that? This is like a hotel room. This isn't a person's home. There should be like bathrobes and underwear and socks piled in a corner.
You know, that really is a good point.
And
Or even more realistically, she's in the kitchen desperately typing on the countertop while something's burning on the stove.
Or in Erin's case, there'd be a blanket over her head. So the kids wouldn't find her. Erin sucks at hiding.
I know our new closet's not
right,
as
go
good at hiding me as the old one was.
There's not as much room.
They
that's
can
for
run
sure.
me to earth a lot faster.
All right, where are we here?
Richard Paul Evans. This is interesting.
We heard this. We talked about this yesterday a little.
Now, Rick, we love him dearly. We've known him since before he very first wrote the Christmas box, and I've known him ever since. He's one of my favorite people in the world.
Did you know that he just used to, he was a salesperson for radio?
No, he was an ad executive. He had an ad agency.
Oh, now you ruined my story because I thought he came from two.
No, well, it still probably was. But I remember taking him out to lunch once with one of the salespeople at the station, and he looked at my car and he goes, "You've got a donut on your car, you know, those horrible little cheap spares they give you." He goes, "We can't have that." He was in a suit. He took out my tire that had been fixed, jacked up my car, and replaced the tire with a suit on. And I'm like, you don't have to do that.
Right.
So that's the kind of guy he is. He's amazing. But one of the things he does is very specifically, and I think everyone in Utah knows this, but if you don't, Richard Paul Evans wrote the Christmas box, which is essentially about the grief of a family torn apart by losing a child. So naturally, whenever he goes to appear anywhere in the world, women will grab him and they will start crying and hugging him. He has learned to just hug like reflex, because literally everybody who comes through his line to get a book signed or with interviews, you remember Debbie, our dear friend over at Kissin', the first minute she saw him, and this is the first time I'd ever known that, she said, "I lost my son." I grabbed him and started crying. So this is not like, this poor man, he's just given in because this is his life. And
so
he is
anyway,
a warm, loving person.
The reason, he is the definition of someone who's glumped onto, right?
Precisely.
He's a guy. So anyway, an allegation came up.
Well, this is really weird. He was actually on a panel at Comic-Con Fan X, the last one we had back in fall, and there was another panelist. They were talking. Obviously, it was something emotional, and he turned and gave her a hug. She filed a complaint with Fan X and with Dan Farr saying that it was unwanted contact, and I'm like, Richard Paul Evans? I mean, there's a lot of people I would go, yeah, that's unwanted contact, but him, I'm like, because I can't imagine anyone who would be more like just friendly and kind versus I'm gonna hug you.
And this is different because I'm sure a lot of people with all the Weinstein and all this stuff, but all the people around him knew that this is the way they were.
But here's the weirdness. And Dan Farr said he said, "I'll talk to them. I'll apologize. I had no idea." Right. But with the Me Too movement, that does bring up a lot of questions, because on one side you have Rick, but on the other side you have the Sandy police chief who was just fired, who said, "I'm a hugger."
From behind.
Yeah, a hugger from behind.
Yeah.
So, according to the allegations of several women who filed complaints. So
against police officers.
This is where you get into that weird question of, so when is hugging appropriate? And the trouble is, there are times that any of us would go, I would really like a hug. And there would be other times that even maybe with that same person, you're like, don't touch me. So this is why it's really hard to have a workplace ban or limitation or anything, because it's like in most workplaces, if you're a good team, those kind of, you will hug. And so it's like, how do you
even the guys do the shoulder
bro hug,
the bro hug.
So how do you manage that?
There's one really aggressive thing that I saw that works pretty good, and the woman is approaching and going in for a hug, and you simply do that. You give her this straight arm, and then you go down to the hand and shake.
Why are you assuming it's a woman coming in for a hug?
Because I wanted to make fun of you for a second.
Oh, you just wanted to mess with my bangs.
I did. Interesting though.
It's interesting because they were even talking to.
I'm not going to shame anyone here, but we know him extremely well. Anyway, but he'll address it as he has.
And this is interesting. What he said is I can't not hug, and he said if they hug me, I'm going to absolutely hug them, and if it looks like they need a hug, I will ask them, would you like a hug? Because I thought that was really interesting. So he said, I won't initiate, but I will still ask if I think they need one. And so maybe that is the best way, but it's just interesting. Because I can see like 3 people standing in line and one you'd really like to hug, and then the other 2 are like, and you're like, no, I don't want to hug you.
We've been around long enough.
Awkward.
We've been around long enough that people, it's like friends. Look at Facebook even, when you see them in person, it's just like, oh, you were the one who said that thing about brownies. Right? And they're hugging and stuff. And then from radio, going back, and these are people who grew up with us.
I know. We've been to your wedding receptions. I look at pictures of your kids being born. I look at pictures of your kids graduating from high school.
Your dog pooped in your slipper.
Well, no, but how am I not going to hug you?
Yeah.
But it's interesting though.
People are more aware of it. That's for sure.
But even management experts are like, we don't know how you would initiate a blanket workplace anything.
Right.
But I just thought that was so weird. Someone would file a complaint about unwanted contact.
Well, the
from
important thing now is to Dan to address it and Richard address it
Mm-hmm.
with a woman,
And they
then
did.
find out, how
And they
everybody
did.
feels about it.
And and he's got a new policy, but he says I'm not going to stop hugging. He says I think people need it, and if they ask me for it, I will give them one.
He could charge like $50 a hug, and everyone would hug him.
Still, I know, right?
I kid you not.
Because he's very healing.
The people
It's
are
true.
so passionate about him. All right, let's get some information, shall we?
Okay.
It is being brought to you by Fink and McGregor, Mortgages Made Simple. Just go to fink-mcgregor.com, take the 4-minute mortgage quiz. Next business day, they're going to give you a call back. Brio Technologies, these guys put this sparkle, their showmanship, that's what they are. David Archuleta, they were on tour with him for 3 years. You want smoke, you want sparkles, you want flashing lights, Brio Technologies, they're the people to call. And also New Millennium Group. Let's say you have a chunk of money. What are you supposed to do with it now? 401k, maybe Social Security's coming up. What do? They are going to lay out a plan and make your life better. So go ahead and contact them at UtahFinancialPlanner.com.
All right, hey everyone, here's what's making news on Tuesday, May 8th on GephartDaily.com. Police have identified the 15-year-old girl found murdered in a Salt Lake City residence on Monday as Bailey Bagshaw. Now, the person of interest in this case is this man, Sean French. He's 24, who police think may be headed towards Ohio on Interstate 80. French is believed to be driving an SUV painted with a green camouflage design. Salt Lake City police revealed today that Bailey was talking on the phone with her mother when she was attacked. Apparently, the 15-year-old would call her mother every day when she got home safely from school to let her know she was there. Meanwhile, a Sandy family is safe after its home caught fire on Monday night. Firefighters arrived to heavy smoke coming out of the house near 7500 South and Sandy Woods Circle. Now, the fire was isolated in a basement room, although smoke filled the house. At least one person was treated for smoke inhalation. Fortunately, no other injuries were reported. And a Utah woman who said she was molested in 2003 while working on a film set in Salt Lake County has now filed a legal complaint against actor Tom Sizemore in preparation for a possible lawsuit. Kirsten Pike, who's now 26, says in court papers that Sizemore slid his hand under her and touched her under her clothes for a picture during the filming of the movie. The resulting trauma has had a negative effect on many aspects of her life. The film's director did admit that Sizemore was fired after the complaint and then rehired shortly afterwards. Sizemore has denied the allegations. Time now for a look at Wasatch Front weather. It's brought to you by Brio Technologies, Utah's top audio-visual specialists, and by our friends at Magic Wash, home of the long-lasting ceramic car wash with outlets in South Ogden and a brand new facility on Antelope Drive in Layton. With temperatures high again today in northern Utah, it's going to be glorious, peaking in the low 80s. On Wednesday, it gets even a little bit hotter before a cool down leading into the weekend. There's a good chance of scattered rain showers on Thursday and Friday, giving us a break from the spring heat wave. Until then, do your best to stay cool, Utah. That's it for now. For more news and weather 24/7, go to GephartDaily.com. You're back.
I am back. Ta-da!
Very nice.
I want to tell you about Fink and McGregor, don't I?
I think you should.
Fink and McGregor, this is so cool. I dare you to buy a house right now. Now, they're so in demand. We had 3 houses on our street sell the first day. Matter of fact, a lot
First
of them
freaking day.
first offer.
Yeah.
And then if the person lowballed them, it's like, you're done. Number 2, are you financed? You have to be financed. These houses are going, and you've seen this, if you're experiencing this, it's all across the valley. It's not just in one area. And if you don't go in prepared, it's just like, boom, this much, there it is, sign the papers, here's your money. Fink and McGregor could do that for you. All you have to do is go on. Do you know they have a USDA loan?
That one just kills you, doesn't it?
It's on your steak.
To this day, it still
USDA
cracks me
choice
up.
loin roast. It's if you want to farm, you need a mortgage. That's what you get. They know everything. Just go and get some information. It's Fink and McGregor.
Fink-McGregor.com. Now you've got the Tell Me Something Good story today, which I think is like the wildest thing ever.
This is the coolest story of the month.
I mean, it really is.
Now, if I say the word hydroponic, what do you think of?
We're talking about DNA testing.
Oh, is that the one? I'm sorry. Oh, I thought we were doing this one. Oh, no, fine.
That's because you're on the C block.
Sorry.
Right there on the
DNA.
side.
Okay. Everyone's doing the DNA test, right? And they're sending their spit away and finding out where they're coming from, correct? Would you do it? Are you interested? We haven't really talked
Oh,
about
no, we could totally do it. It'd be fun.
We're related. I know that. Explain to them really quickly.
No, before we got married, my beautiful mother-in-law, Miss Virginia, came in with Mr. Mel, my father-in-law, and she wanted to go to the genealogy library, so she did. And I had to go do some bride-related thing, and I came back to pick her up, and she was standing there holding her purse going, I went, oh, God, okay, what did you find out, Miss Virginia? And apparently, we're cousins, not like first, but we were from Massachusetts. We were a merchant family, and yours were the fishing people.
That's why we're in media.
And I sat there and looked at her and I went, I'm going to have to cancel the bagpipes and hire a banjo, aren't I? That's great. That's so good. And then you said, hello, cousin, in that redneck tone. And I said, don't do that ever again.
It's a mood breaker. I don't know if you knew that.
Kind of is.
All right, so anyway, this gentleman, very happy life, very good, adopted, the back of his brain. He's thinking, and he's like mid-20s.
Yeah.
Wonder what my family was like. You know, and obviously in some cases, I mean, they're just such a suffering thing to go ahead and do this for the best of the child. And they do that. And so, you know, he's like, And as you do these tests, people then post their information. And
like, I have found this out and this out.
If you choose, you may go for it and do it there. And then you can connect. He found a DNA test that was positive of a direct sibling to himself.
That's amazing.
It is more than amazing. And you know what they would plan? You would think, we're going to meet in Benzwabe or some
holy
crazy...
crap. Yeah. You're in this country, I'm in this country, but we'll get together in the middle.
But instead, he just walked down the street.
What do you mean?
15 miles away, he finds his brother.
No way!
It's true. He finds his brother. He meets his birth mother. He finds out all this stuff. They went to college together. They're both studying psychology.
No freaking way!
They look a huge amount alike, but it doesn't stop there. So the mother, the adventure continues. The ancestry DNA, they heard about their brother's story and all this, and they flew to Benin. They were the DNA company heard about their story and said, we want to send you to Benin, because we want you to meet your African ancestors.
Wow.
But wait, there's more. There's a family connection to the king of the capital city. And they met.
No freaking way.
Is this amazing?
Look at these kids are like, I'm just like a college kid from America.
Do I get a big chair and a scepter or something because I'm related to the king?
That is so cool.
How many twists and turns can that one take?
That's several.
That is so funny. I'm a little. I mean, what could be the worst? What could be the worst?
You're related to like Adolf Hitler or something.
Right. Okay. All right. Someplace down the line, John Hancock. But then again, I sound like the people who, in past lives, I was a king of Egypt.
Yeah, nobody was like was the scullery maid in a past life. Have you noticed that?
No one was the one who scraped poop off the walls at a barn. They were always of royal descent.
I wouldn't want to remember that life either. I can't really
true.
blame anybody there.
This is true. Okay, so cool story, huh?
That's wonderful. Are you kidding?
Where are we going here?
Christopher's giveaway. Here's the deal. We've got
back
dinner
on
for
track.
4. That would be you and 3 of the people you like best. Off to Christopher's. You have an amazing meal, a wonderful night. You laugh and talk. You get to be reacquainted again and remember all those good feelings you have as friends and loved ones. And it's all because of Christopher's. So all you have to do to enter to win is simply just write Christopher's or steak or whatever. And this can be any time of the day or night you're watching this show. This goes on for a long, long time. We draw every Friday, but it doesn't matter. If you comment, you're in, and life is good.
I think they should comment num, 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 num.
That's a good one.
So
do it on the Get Part Daily Facebook page or Get Part Approved or on the Todd and Aaron Facebook page if you're with us. Hey, and yes, Heather, it is indeed Christopher's time.
All right, so coming up next, I'm going to tell you a story about little tiny houses.
Very small.
Very small.
Very small.
Next.
We're brought to you by Fink & McGregor. Mortgages made simple. Just head to fink-mcgregor.com. Take 4 minutes to answer some questions, and you'll get a great idea about mortgages that you're eligible for. And by Stayfit Wellness Clinic. Go get a personalized health analysis. This is the time to get back in shape. Feel better, feel younger, and without a ton of new medications at stayfitwellnessclinic.com.
Why is no one playing golf?
That does seem weird, and it's lunchtime. You think there'd be a few people out there?
You would think so. I want to tell you a story. I'm going to tell you a story.
These are tiny baby homes?
Tiny baby homes.
Tell me about the tiny baby homes.
Okay, go buy yourself a home in Provo. Go ahead, do it.
Well, medium home there now is about 300-something thousand.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
All
bust
right.
out the 300 grand and, you're ready to go.
So you're getting out of prison, done your stuff. Maybe you learned a new trade. Maybe you did this and you're ready to go. And what do you do? Shawshank Redemption is a great example of now what? Here's $20 and a suit and
Get
the
outta
stuff
here.
you came with. Good luck. And where do you live? How do you live? What do you do? It's hard enough getting a job. But
Landlords, they look at your record, they go,
Right.
I'm not going to rent to you.
they're going to sell them houses.
Explain this.
Tiny homes. You've seen them, right? You've seen people building them. I've watched so many documentaries on
You
this.
love these.
It's like a tough shed gone crazy.
Look at that, though. That looks charming. It's
Yeah.
it's a little house on wheels, but it's perfection.
It's 100 to 400 square feet.
And you know what? That can be livable.
Unless you have a lot of crap. That's
Well,
what the tough shit's for.
Well, you just got out of prison. You don't really have any crap, so that's not a
Good
problem.
point, good point. Provo is allowing this. One of the big troubles with
That's so
tiny
cool.
homes is the fact that no one wants them because it looks like a caravan. You can go and get a lot. You can put 4 of these on it, and then you have to put waste and tanks and sewer lines and water and all this stuff. But Provo is actually allowing it along with Pleasant Grove, Linden, Eagle Mountain. They allow tiny homes
That's
to be used
wonderful.
as an accessory dwelling on the same land as a full-size home. So some people are using them for grandparents and stuff like that.
Which makes good sense.
Fresh Start homes, it's called. They range from $30,000 to $70,000 compared to the $250 average cost of a single home.
Heather was saying on Facebook that her husband's looking at the container homes, kind of the same thing, the shipping
Heather.
container homes.
We have to
Yeah.
get together and talk about this.
And I guess really viable options. I love that though, because you're right. Where the whole point of when you get someone who's done their time and they get out of prison, what do you do to keep them from ending up back there again?
Right.
Because there's so many challenges stacked against them, and this is not a person who has tons of coping skills. So everything you can do to help them be back to be the person they want to be, the person you want them to be, you have to help them.
This is very true.
And I love that option. I think that's so smart, and it's such a basic, logical thing.
And I have a bromance with Heather's husband now.
You really do.
Because someday, don't tell Aaron, someday I will own 4 and they will be stacked upon each other. It'll be awesome. I've seen the documentaries. I have plans. One of them will be buried.
That gets better and better, doesn't it? Why don't you talk about the reason we shouldn't panic from
yeah.
Idaho State
Idaho,
University?
trust them. Trust them,
It's
Idaho.
a casual comment from
Idaho.
the university, and
Don't
they say,
worry about it.
don't panic.
Don't panic. Everything's fine. Oops, maybe not as fine as we want.
Yeah, explain
The
why.
U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission has proposed a $8,000 fine to Idaho State University for losing track of a single gram of weapons-grade plutonium, missing since 2004.
Wait. It's been missing for 14 years, and they just noticed that the weapons-grade plutonium is gone?
It was on loan, 14 of these 1-gram plutonium pieces, and they were using them, working on different measuring devices to actually measure the different states of radiation.
This gets better and better. That's
It's
great.
okay, because eventually it'll be all safe in 24,100 years, because that's the half-life. So, on the 24,999 years thing, we can all go, whew,
That's
glad that's
great.
over. Yeah,
That's gonna be great.
It's enough to make a dirty bomb.
But don't panic.
But don't panic.
Don't panic. Okay.
Hey, where'd that vial go? You guys, where'd the vial go with the... Oh, check the junk drawer. Check the junk drawer. It's probably in there with the tape and the rubber bands.
That's great. That's incredibly reassuring.
So they still can't find it.
Okay.
At the same time, NASA can't find 14 pounds of moon rock.
Okay.
Seems a little odd, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, kind of. Let's be honest.
All right, you're going to hurt us
All
now,
right,
aren't you?
I'd like to introduce you to the Killjoy Nutritionist. Now, we hear about these a lot, but I've now established one woman who I adore as the Killjoy Nutritionist for the Todd and Aaron Daily Stream. Because her job is to tell you everything you're eating that's totally screwing you over.
Don't we already know?
Traditionally, it's... Why are you bleeding?
Am I? Aaron cut me.
I didn't cut you. What?
I've been cut. It's one of those ghost things where they scratch you and there's no apparent reason.
Okay.
Yeah, you're fine. But thanks for saving my life. Not like last time when you put a tourniquet around my neck. I have no idea. I'm better now. I'm leaking.
You knew how many times I had to drive him to the ER. That's a nice thank you.
All right.
All right, Killjoy Nutritionist, number 1, your coffee is screwing you over.
Oh, of course it is.
Traditionally, you think that a black coffee, a grim, joyless black cup of coffee, but nonetheless still containing life-saving caffeine,
Ew.
is not a big deal. It's good for you. They actually find that it's good for you. However, what most of us do is we have around 5 teaspoons of sugar in our coffee. That's not even including the cream and the pretty little mix of the colors and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So you're having up to a 400-calorie beverage with 5 teaspoons of sugar.
Foo-foo coffee.
Yeah, they like jumbo size it. They do the big stuff.
It's got whipped cream on it.
Mm-hmm. And then there's the fruit juices and smoothies. You go, oh, I'm having a fruit smoothie. I just worked out, and it's super. Having a
You can
fruit
go to
smoothie.
Java Juice and get a big bucket of cold stuff.
I'm awesome, except for you just once again had 700 calories usually, and it's up to 5 teaspoons of sugar per portion. Not only is there all the natural fructose and items, they also will sometimes add in extra sugar.
Because
fruit's not sweet enough.
Let's put some sprinkles on it.
Yeah, pretty much. And
so that's the fruit thing as we thought was healthy, isn't?
Okay, now this is the one that cracks me up, and this is so cruel. Coconut water. You know this is the new thing. All the yoga girls have their mat under one arm and their coconut water in the other, and they're yoga girls. I'm not one of those, so you know I'm being sarcastic. 14.
Aaron uses the mat to take a nap.
14 grams of sugar. That's about 3 teaspoons of sugar per cup. However, if you take a look at those little cartons people drink, that's usually 3 cups. So you just had about, if you're dieting, you just had over half your calorie count for the day, and you had way more sugar, enough to send you into a diabetic shock.
So it's not, but it's not, if you're dieting, it's not sugar, is it? It's carbs.
Dieting can be any different kind of amount of eating plans, but sugar is considered one of the most dangerous things to your health now.
Right.
Thank you. Another message from Killjoy Nutritionist.
Super. Nice job.
I feel good about it.
I'm sure red wine is bad for your heart.
Oh, it's still pretty decent. We're going to hang there. All right, coming up next in celebrity news.
Oh, yeah. A famous guy who you all know saved someone's life for real. Coming up next. All right, you want me to tell a story?
We may as well.
Okay, I'm going to tell a story first. Okay.
Hollywood Connection is brought to you by Connect Heating and Air,
Yes.
UtahsHeatingandCooling.com. Now, the nice thing about this, they have a $39 air conditioner tune-up special. I just saw one from somebody else that was $59. No, $39. Get your swamp cooler or your air conditioner all nice and tuned up and ready to go, and you're happy. Now, this is awesome. Now, do you remember The Hangover?
Yeah.
This is the movie with Bradley, what's his name, and all the
okay.
hysterical, and they have
No pictures. Okay, so
they have terrible hangovers. They wake up and realize they've done terrible things.
The little Asian guy they lock in the trunk, right? There you go. I did not know this. He was working on his stand-up, and this is in Phoenix. He's sitting there.
He's very funny.
And he's looking out on the crowd, and he's doing his act, and all of a sudden he looks over, and a woman slumps over. Now, when I did stand-up, I was used to that. But this is totally different.
Traditionally, they just had too much, yeah.
And he looks and he puts the mic down and he wades himself into the crowd and helps the woman to the floor, clearing a space. She's having a seizure.
Oh, man.
And so all he did was he just made sure what you're supposed to, don't put anything in their mouth, and just make sure they can't hit anything where they would hurt themselves.
Oh,
don't restrain anybody. This is the rules, just so you guys know if you come upon this. And I didn't know something. He's a doctor.
He's a medical physician. He's a physician.
Yeah, he used to do specials on different daily programs where they'd have him on as a guest.
And is that how he got interested in acting? And he just thought, oh, that's so random.
I have no idea, but he plays this lunatic, you know?
That is the most random thing ever.
I know. So anyway, just the fact you can see him. I'm trying to think of the weirdest thing. I saw a guy pass out, but that was totally different. And he was drugged out by his friends. That was hilarious.
I'm getting pictures for this, but the Avengers, the original 5 Avengers, just got tattoos to celebrate the fact that it's been 6 years since the first Avengers movie. So that's Scarlett Johansson and Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth and Robert Downey Jr. Mark Ruffalo, the Hulk, refused to do it, the big wimp.
Why?
But they were really cool.
Does
So
he
they
have
all
too
got
much?
the same thing with a 6 and then sort of like a symbol for their character. It was really cool. Jeremy Renner did it. Even though I feel bad for Jeremy, Hawkeye. You know, you got the Hulk and you got Thor and Iron Man and Black Widow, and
Is he the...
I shoot arrows. And I love Jeremy Renner. I love him, but it's just like,
Boing.
as a superpower, you know, Thor's got a hammer. He's a god. And
I have a question.
yes,
Where?
what do you mean? They all got them in different places. Chris,
I bet they did. Yeah, they did.
You're picturing Scarlet right now, aren't you? Never mind. All right, moving on.
I'm not done yet. Okay, go ahead.
All right, let's go to global headlines. Would you like to toss to me?
Yeah, why don't you do that, and I'll go find out what's going on. All right, brought to you by Fink and McGregor. If you need a mortgage, these are the people to go to. Brio Technologies, if you've got a business you're launching and you want to make a splash, these are the people who can put in the lights, the smoke, the sound, everything you need to make your presentation awesome. And New Millennial Group, if you have some money and you want to make more money, where do you put it? Do you bury it in the backyard like someone did that we know? Just asking for a friend. No, you go to these people, the New Millennial Group, and they will help you out. Here's Erin.
Thank you.
With headlines.
Here's what's making news in the U.S. and around the world on Tuesday, May 8th on GephartDaily.com. New York Attorney General Ed Schneiderman resigned Monday night after several women accused him of physical abuse in an article published by The New Yorker. Schneiderman denied the allegations, saying that the privacy of intimate relationships, he may have been engaged in role-playing, but not abuse. The women interviewed for the article said that Schneiderman slapped them, verbally abused them, and then attempted to choke them, and said they did not consent to being struck or choked. Meanwhile, in Rwanda, there's landslides over the weekend that killed at least 18 people, adding to the death toll of more than 200 deaths since January. Heavy rains are causing the landslides. On Sunday, 29 houses were destroyed, and since January, nearly 10,000 homes have been destroyed. In Rwanda, that's an insurmountable calamity. Weather experts say that East Africa has experienced above average seasonal rainfall this year. Meanwhile, Walmart has announced that it will limit prescription painkillers to no more than a 7-day supply as part of a national effort to curb drug abuse. The new 7-day cap on opioids will be implemented in all the U.S. Walmart and Sam's Club stores in the next 60 days, according to Walmart officials.
I thought they were asking doctors to do that. Limit it from the prescription source.
I think it's fantastic
Okay.
that they're taking control of it, at least at the step where they can move in.
And the only thing I worry about is if you ever had a bad injury, but then I guess you have to go and talk to the doctor again, which makes sense. He's going to touch base.
Yeah, it's miserable, but yeah. But you can, it's
Take
better
some
than the
aspirin.
alternative.
Session said, take some aspirin, tough it out.
Yeah, I'm
Idiot.
Time now for a look at Wasatch Front weather, brought to you by Brio Technologies, Utah's most excellent audiovisual specialist, and by Magic Wash, home of the super duper high-tech, long-lasting ceramic car wash with outlets in South Ogden and Layton. Temperatures remain toasty today through Thursday, with scattered rain showers expected Friday and Saturday. Now on Sunday, temperatures should be comfortable and skies will be clear just in time for Mother's Day. For more news 24/7, you can check out GephartDaily.com.
All right, so I should tell you about Fink and McGregor.
I think you should.
We've been telling you about this. The market is if you're selling, good for you. And then you can go find a place to live and rent for a while and, do something like that. Or move to Kansas. But if you're buying, and you need a house, you're in a squeeze. And you're up against people who are early qualified. And not qualified like, yeah, we think you could do it. No, we're talking in hand, ready to fly, make the offer, get the house. First one shows up with cash wins. And that's you. So if you want more information, just go to finkandmcgregor.com, because they are the people who are going to help you out and get a roof over your head.
Now, I know that you love this news story because
I love
about
this news story.
hydroponic plants, and this is so cool.
Is
You
it-
always love tricky stuff.
Do we have a picture of this? Because I think this is unbelievable. Now, we're going to show you something. First of all, notice what it's made out of. Erin, it's made out of what?
plants?
Cardboard.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the hydroponic container. Yeah, of
Now
course.
this is something they're working on and actually have done, and they're looking for nutritional food sources that you can grow in your home or outside your home. And here is it's called plant pods, and they're micro gardening systems that you can grow lettuce in a 10-foot room, more than half an acre of a farm can produce.
That's amazing.
So this would be with lights and
You're
stuff.
kidding me.
10-foot square room equals a quarter of an acre, half an acre of farmland, which is unbelievable. An average piece of lettuce plant needs 25 gallons to grow outside. In the pods, it requires 16 ounces.
That's
What's
incredible
wrong
to
with
me.
this so far? Is there anything wrong with this?
No, it's amazing.
Hydroponics is basically a water solution. There's no dirt. The roots of certain plants can grow in that situation. And every once in a while you put a little more water in, and the nutrients are in the water, and then you do that, and then you replant the whole thing without dirt for the next round.
That is the coolest thing ever.
It is. Here, read that. Read their mission statement.
Okay, the company's website said, since our goal is to end food insecurity, we had to make a system that literally anyone can afford and use. There's no pumps, no electricity required, very little plastic, and every aspect of our company is sustainable. The website is even hosted on a server powered by wind.
Groovy and cool, though.
That's cool.
And here's the big thing. Lettuce loses 90% of its nutrition within 24 hours of being harvested.
I did not know that.
But now, it's in your broom closet. Enjoy. I love stories like this. I love the fact that you can grow as much lettuce in a 10 square foot room as you can on half an acre.
I think that's incredible.
No, it's more than incredible. I think it's way cool. All right, so coming up, this can't be true.
What do you mean?
These babies' names? This can't be true.
No, it's adorable.
It's coming up next.
You'll see. It's cute.
Weird.
No, it's cool. We're brought to you by Connect Heating and Air. Go to UtahHeatingandCooling.com for their $39 air conditioner tune-up special. Some care now could make the difference in hundreds of dollars of energy bills this summer. And by New Millennium Financial Group. Take your feeble financial health back to a more robust position with a consult with New Millennium Financial Group. They're offering a complimentary financial analysis to get you started at utahsfinancialplanner.com.
Welcome back. It's the Todd and Aaron Daily Stream. Hi, we're Todd and Aaron. Sounded weird.
FDS.
Hi.
I know.
All right, Star Wars story. You have this.
This is so cool. I'm sorry, but I totally understand this. I'm the person who saw Star Wars 36 times in the theater.
Tell them why. Wearing that cute little hat and outfit. Which one? Trolley Square?
I worked at the Trolley Square theaters, and they dressed us up like little Keystone Cops, and it was
pill hat over here like that.
Stop.
If only I knew her then.
But this is so cute. All right, Kendall and Ross Robbins, they're Utahns. They're from Ogden. They're adorable, and she was pregnant with twins. There they are, looking adorable. So they finally delivered the twins on May 4th, which is May the 4th be with you.
All right, May the 4th.
And this is Star Wars Day. This is Star Wars Day. So they said, okay, then on principle we have to do this. So they named the kids Rowan Luke and Kai Leia.
Excuse me?
Rowan Luke and Kai Leia.
Oh boy.
I thought it was darling.
Yeah, it is.
Ross Robbins said, as soon as we knew there was a chance they were the May the 4th babies, it was like, all right, we're on it. We have to do this. And his wife said, totally. And their nursery at home is already decorated in a Star Wars theme.
I think
that's so cute.
When we had our twins, one of them was one of the names in contention was Beavis, and she shot it down because that's the way she is. I don't know. Congratulating the Avengers. Who's in line now?
I thought this was really cool. Well, it's just that we were barely talking about Star Wars, and the highest grossing film was 2014 when Star Wars came out, and that had been the highest grossing to this point. I believe it was $238 million for opening weekend. Well, Avengers comes out and basically crushed every record on the globe. Here in the United States, the domestic release was $252 million. So they wanted to be cool. So Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy congratulated Marvel on the Avengers Infinity War by surpassing Star Wars The Force Awakens.
Passing those lightsaber.
By passing the lightsaber. I thought that was pretty awesome. Oh, I lied. It was $258 million domestically for the first weekend. And it's already crossed $1 billion worldwide. This is the Avengers Infinity War. So I just thought that was cute.
That's
it was
amazing.
Gracious. I still like the one best, though, that came from Ryan Reynolds in Deadpool, where he put up a picture of Stark Industries where he'd applied to be an Avenger.
Yeah.
And Tony Stark goes, no, go bother Professor Xavier.
All right, we done with our our nerd section?
That, yes, but I do have a dilemma now that I wanted
You
everyone's
put this
opinion.
online, didn't you?
Well, that's why I got some really funny responses, but here's the deal. Okay, so you're pregnant. You and your husband go over to your in-laws. They're very wealthy. So you're renting, you're a new couple, you don't have a lot of money.
You married into money.
Yeah, well, apparently they're not getting any of it, so that's kind of the point.
Uh-huh.
But it's pretty interesting. So they're over there, and she's having a glass of wine, and that was kind of my first question. But apparently in Europe, they're a little bit more laid back about the occasional cocktail. So set that aside for now. Anyway, so she's drinking. She breaks the glass, and she goes, "Oh, I'm very, very sorry." Right. And they said, "Oh, well, it's your in-laws, okay." And then the next day, she gets an email from her father-in-law where he has sent her an invoice.
Yeah.
For $200.
$200
and said,
glass.
you can either send me the money or you can go buy another one online. Here's the link. For a $200 glass. So she actually went on a mom board and was just kind of asking, I don't even know how to respond to this. What do you guys do? Is this normal? And people were freaking out.
What do you mean, is it normal?
Well, number one, who has a $200 wine glass?
It's not the point. It's the point that you're trying to charge her money for it. That's
Oh no, it's ridiculously sleazy. I mean, that's number one. But number two, it's just like, well, really? You invoiced?
What did people say about it?
Some of the people were hysterical. One guy says, well, okay, number one, shame on you that you actually have $200 wine glasses. Another person said, there's no way. Send him an invoice, they said, for the delivery of the child, because now you're going to be grandparents, so you should be paying for it.
Right.
If I'm paying for your wine glass.
Or have your son pay it.
I think the biggest thing was they were essentially saying she probably should have said, I'm terribly sorry, could I replace this there? That would have been the polite thing to do. And another person pointed out that would have given him the chance to be gracious and go, oh, it's no problem. And maybe that would have been good. But they feel that maybe the reason he tried to invoice her is because he felt it was rude that she didn't even offer to replace it. But
Sounds like a patoot to me.
99.99% of everybody went, are you kidding me? You seriously are invoicing her for and who has $200 wine glasses?
That's not the issue.
If you have those, don't invite me to your house, or if you do, give me one of the kids' sippy cups, because I'm not going to risk your $200 wine glass. I'm sorry, I couldn't even look at it.
The sad part is how good was the wine that you put into a $200 glass?
It better be.
It must have been.
Fine
That's the
wine.
sad part of this story.
The wine was spilled and wasted. Yes. I don't know. It's just an interesting dilemma. So, what would you pay it?
No,
would you
maybe.
laugh at your father-in-law?
I'm hoping he's joking.
She didn't think he was. I mean, he even included the link and everything, which I thought was sort of weird. Leslie goes, it's a wine glass. You can get those at the dollar store. She said, I would rip up the bill and give them a cheap knockoff. Here you go.
It's got Fred Flintstone on it. It's a jelly jar.
Just put my name on it in Sharpie. This will be my wine glass when I come over.
I will now take you.
Okay.
Thank you for your story.
Mm-hmm.
Franklin, Indiana. Police call comes in.
Okay.
911. Someone has spotted a man with a green shirt riding a red lawnmower, pulling into people's yards and just mowing them. And then moving on. Sporadically stopping to mow another lawn. The police went out and they stopped the man on Route 100 and said, what are you doing? And he goes, I'm mowing lawns. It's what I do. Well, he noticed that he had been drinking, a little glassy-eyed, on his lawnmower. And so they basically gave him a sobriety test. He was over the legal limit of 0.8 in Indiana, and they had to take him in and charge him with a OWI.
What's an OWI?
I'm trying to remember. Operating while intoxicated.
So you're not actually driving, but
you could do it on a horse. You could do it. you know.
Because, yeah, we had that guy who got a DUI on his horse. That's right.
Yeah.
So,
Well, this being a second offense, they impounded his lawnmower twice.
No.
This has happened to him twice. He has got the urge to
he's
somehow.
impounded the lawnmower.
Again, this is his second offense. He's been jailed twice for this.
The only thing I can say is while I totally disapprove of what he's doing, at least my chances of surviving getting knocked over by a riding lawnmower are so much better than him driving over me in his car.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not saying he should. I'm just saying it increases my chances of survival, and I'm for that. But
All right.
he's not a quitter. That's for sure.
He's not.
He's not a quitter.
No. And he should start a lawn business.
Yeah.
And have somebody else drive.
Do add your opinion about the wine glass, just because I want to send all the results to this nice mom, because she's so prospective mom, because she's so cute, and she really was like, should I like take out a loan or something to pay this? But I want to send her all the responses because I think that's very funny.
Before we leave, can I tell him a John Oliver story?
Of course.
I saw this yesterday.
Clarify John Oliver.
John Oliver, like Jon Stewart's show, and
British accent, HBO.
and very intelligent. Very when he does stories, he does a huge amount of research, and it's news based, but it's super funny. And so he does 14-minute bits on charter schools, and he breaks it all down for you, and he makes fun of the right people. So they've been goofing around. Every once in a while they'll do something like this. And Russell Crowe and his wife were getting divorced, and so they had a divorce sale. So Oliver sent his crew, and they went and bought paraphernalia from all his movies. And they spent $80,000.
That's a lot of paraphernalia.
Now, they showed it on their show, and briefcases and stuff like this. Did we already talk about this yesterday?
We didn't talk about the secondary portion of this. You
Okay.
know about the leather
All right.
jockstrap.
So it went on. He gave it to
I
the
believe that was from Gladiator.
Blockbuster, the Blockbuster deal in Alaska. It's the last one. He gave them all the stuff, and it was great. It made national news. When it made national
it's
news,
awesome.
Russell Crowe paid attention to it. And the next video you saw was the Steve Irwin family. You know, the guy with the English accent who works with the animals and stuff like that, right? Mm-hmm. And he's like, dingoes, look at them dingoes. This guy. And it's the family sitting together holding a koala bear. And they're thanking Russell Crowe because there's a contagious disease going around, chlamydia.
Oh, that's so sad. And it can transfer to koalas?
And it can make them blind,
Oh my
and it can do
gosh.
terrible things. And then the family says, we would like to thank Russell Crowe and also Oliver, what's his name?
John Oliver.
John Oliver, for helping us with this project. And then they walk over and they uncover the sign, and the sign says, John Oliver Chlamydia Ward. And at that point, John Oliver goes into his desk and he said, when I started this show, I had a mission. And I wrote those words in this envelope. And he pulls it out and it says, the Oliver Chlamydia Ward. And he goes, I am done here now. And he starts,
What more can be accomplished?
He packs his box up on TV, and then he starts breaking down the set, and he takes his mic off, and he's holding the parts, and he says, I am done here, no regrets, and he drops the mic and walks off the stage.
Okay, I think that, seriously,
Chlamydia Award named after you.
Russell Crowe gets triple bonus points for that one, though. You have to admit. I mean, after a nationwide scrutiny of your leather jockstrap.
Well played.
That is really good.
Oh, go look it up online. We can't air it because we don't have rights to it. Hilarious.
That's so freaking
hilarious.
hysterical.
Russell Crowe. Didn't know he was so funny. Very good. Very well.
Nice.
Very well
played. Exactly.
All right, we're going to take you out to the mountain, Cam. You guys have a great day. How many days till Mother's Day? 5. The countdown begins. We'll see you later.